The scripture for today, and I know it's January 2nd, and some of you already have Christmas so far in your rear view mirror, but we celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. So we're still in Christmas tide, and Epiphany isn't until Monday, January 6th. So with that caveat, let me say our devotion today comes from Matthew chapter 2, a story that most of us associate with Christmas, and that's the story of the Magi, who many people refer to as the wise men who come looking for Jesus. And first of all, it's important to understand, despite what your creche portrays in your home, the wise men, first of all, didn't make it to the manger. By the time they come and see Jesus, we're told in Matthew chapter 2, verse 11, that on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother. It's not an infant in a manger, it's a child in the house. So some significant time has passed by since the days of Jesus' birth. The other thing is, a lot of us, we think of, because of the hymns we learned and the songs we heard, we think of this as three wise men. Well, first of all, we're never told how many there are. We know there are three gifts, but we don't know how many magi there actually are. And magi actually are more astrologers. And I think when you read Matthew chapter 2, verses 1 through 12, I can make a pretty good argument that it's better to think of them as astrologers and not as wise men, because they don't act wisely. Think about it. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the child who was born King of the Jews?" I mean, this is like comic ineptitude. Who walks into a Middle Eastern ancient kingdom and says in the time of a ruthless king, "Hey, where's the new king who's been born?" This is not smart. And so King Herod heard this, and he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him. Why is Herod frightened? Because he thinks there's someone's been born who's going to come and take his throne and take his power away. And Herod secretly calls for the Magi, of course, and he learns from them and tells them, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word also, so that I may go and pay him homage," which of course he had no intention of doing. If he learned where the baby had been born, where the child was, Herod was intending to kill him. And it really is sad and tragic when you think about it, that because the Magi alert Herod to the birth of the King of the Jews, it leads, first of all, to not only warning Herod about Jesus' birth, but also causes the flight of the Holy Family. They have to flee, and they have to flee and go to Egypt for their own safety. And most especially tragic, it leads to the slaughter of the innocents, because an enraged King Herod kills an unknown number of children, trying to kill the one who would take his throne. So, the child who has been born the king is Jesus. But we want to learn from the not-so-wise men to make sure that as we practice our faith, we are, as Jesus would say as a man, as wise as serpents and as innocent as doves.